Washington State's not so moderate governor, Bob Ferguson, has just signed another piece of radical legislation into law. This is something that every parent needs to know about if you have children in public school, as this bill has an emergency clause. So that means it has taken effect immediately. Even if you don't have children in public schools, you need to know what's going on. Hey, everybody, I'm Julie Barrett, and I'm the founder of Conservative Ladies of America, and back with another update of a bill that we have covered extensively throughout the 2025 legislative session in Washington state, and that is House Bill 1296. This bill, as I mentioned in the opening, has an emergency clause. That means it takes effect upon signing by the governor. So that means if you have children in Washington's government schools, this applies to them right away. This bill, just in a short recap, and I'll link the other videos I have done on this bill down below in the description if you are not up to speed on what this bill is about. They actually combined a couple of other bills into what was originally a bill that would repeal Initiative 2081, which was to create a sort of parents' bill of rights in Washington's public schools that gave parents access to basically all parts of their students' education record. And the Democrats were committed to coming back and fixing the initiative if, in fact, it was unclear with existing Washington state laws, which really cut parents out of their child's medical record, their mental health record, and other parts of their student records. So in addition to repealing some of these parental access to education records, they also added in a snitch line. So if you have a school board, say in a more conservative area of the state, that is refusing to go along with the woke policies that are coming out of Olympia, now they've created this line to the Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction, where people can report these people who are not complying. And then the OSPI's office can take measures to enforce the law upon these locally elected school board directors, including withholding of funds, which is ironic because the OSPI is pitching a fit over the Trump administration withholding funds if they don't comply with federal law on Title IX. The bill also includes a student bill of rights, which adds protected classes for students based on their gender identity or expression, their sexual identity or expression, their neurodivergence, homeless status, and immigration status. So take a look here at Governor Bob Ferguson signing the bill today.
House Bill 1296 protects the safety and privacy of Washington's K through 12 students. It requires public school districts, charter schools, and state tribal education compact schools to protect student safety and privacy while ensuring access to a discrimination-free learning environment. To support this goal, it includes a statement of student rights and clarifies parent and guardian notifications under existing law, including restrictions related to healthcare and counseling information. It also adds ethnicity, homelessness, immigration or citizenship status, and neurodivergence as protected classes under public school non-discrimination provisions in state law, and clarifies protections for sexual orientation, gender expression, and gender identity. Finally, it directs the Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction to set up a process to investigate complaints of school districts that may fail to comply and take corrective action when violations are found. The top priority for our schools must be to ensure a safe learning environment where every student has the chance to thrive.
So many citizens were really hopeful that the moderate persona that Bob has been displaying over the last several months, that maybe he would somehow veto this bill. But what I can tell you from what I've watched in Washington state over the last several legislative sessions is that Bob Ferguson is all in on this radical agenda and has no problem with taking away the rights of parents to have access to their student records. He also called up the prime sponsor of the bill, Monica Stonier, to say a few words. And in her remarks, she even invited people to come to an ice cream social to celebrate the event.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you to my partner in the Senate, Senator Claire Wilson, for carrying the torch in the other body to make sure we get to this point today. I would just say that, you know, there's a lot of controversy around this policy, but you can see by the people who are standing here that the young people in our schools deserve a place where they can be seen and acknowledged in their full selves and experience a full curriculum, one that is diverse, that reflects the true history and the experiences of people who live in this state. And to be able to experience a school system without discrimination is top-notch priority for the teachers in this state, myself being one, and I know Senator Wilson has done a lot of work over the decades with young people who also deserve this type of learning experience. And this bill is an example of how the rights of our students and their presence and their experiences can coexist with the parental rights that are also listed in the policy. So really appreciate everyone's willingness to be here today and to celebrate the passage of a bill that I hope will bring support and a safe learning environment for every young person in our public school system. And for those who are here in celebration, I invite you to join us in the House caucus room for an ice cream afterwards.
You probably noticed the small child standing next to her with the mask on. This was definitely liberalism on display at this bill signing, as you probably noticed in the videos of the bill signing. If you have children in public school, you need to know that this law takes effect right away today, May 20th, 2025. I cannot recommend strongly enough that you do everything in your power to homeschool your children. Even if you don't live in Washington State, homeschool is best. It keeps the government away from your kids. It keeps your kids from being indoctrinated by the leftist garbage that has infiltrated public schools across the nation. Yes, even in red states. So again, I've got more information linked below if you want to dig deeper into this bill and get all the nitty-gritty details so that you can protect your children. If you do not have children but know people that do, please share this far and wide so we can get everybody up to speed on what's going on. If you're not already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Substack, which is the best way to get breaking alerts and calls to action delivered right to your email inbox. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your support of Conservative Ladies of America and for our channel. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.